WD4OUM.
Dave.
Well, good morning. Hope everybody's doing all right this morning. We've got about 63 degrees and sunny. So it's another day in paradise is all I know. Larry, I guess it goes to you, and then to Greg, and then to Terry, and then back to Billy. WB4 NKM WA4LLR.
Okay. Well, good morning, Dave and Greg and Terry and Billy. I got up early this morning and started to go back to bed, and I thought, I need to talk to them guys. Hadn't talked on here in a while. Good clear morning. It's same up here, Dave. I've got 63 degrees also. And been up since 5. I got breakfast over with, and so that's about it here. Things looking good. I've been pressure washing. Got that looking at me today. That's my job. Planning on it anyway. Over to you, Greg. KF4DRE and WB4NKN.
So far, hear everybody. Anyway, I'll pass it on around here. KF4DRE.
WD4OUM. Well, something ain't right. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good on this beautiful day. And I could have swore I heard Chad back there running his mouth. So, anyway. Chad, if you're there, pick it up, turn to Billy Bob. If you ain't, go ahead, Billy Bob, WD4OUM. Yeah, John Boy's in there, too.
Chad, are you there? I hadn't heard Chad.
I'm here in 4LQ.
Okay, go ahead, John, W4JPL, and give it to N4LQ.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. W4JPL over here in very sunny Liberty, North Carolina, 69 degrees. Busy weekend. Had the family over on Saturday, and grandkids running around, and I was doing all kinds of praising because even though I looked and looked and looked, my granddaughter found another yellow jacket nest near the house, and I'm just all kinds of blessed and thanks to everybody, to every Lord and all that the kids didn't step in it. So I'm coming to the conclusion my front field's a minefield. N4LQ in the group W4JPL.
Good morning. This is N4LQ, Stephen Shelby, on the AF68 this morning. Just trying to get up and get the sleep out of my eyes, and sitting here eating a bowl of cereal and drinking a Mountain Dew for my morning refreshment. 68 degrees. Looks like another warm day today. So, who do I give it to?
Do you think nobody else there?
K4YBC.
Alrighty, cuz, pick it up and then give it back to me if nobody else comes in.
Okay, I just got in here, gentlemen. I did hear, I think I heard Larry in there, and Steve, and
John, good morning, everybody. I got 68 degrees over here in Lenoir also, and looks like it's kind of partly cloudy out there. But the sun is coming across High Brighton Mountain, so maybe it's going to be another nice day. Not much else at the moment, so down to you, Bill. KO4SSY, K4YBC.
Anybody else before we start back around? Alrighty then. Well, good morning, everybody. From over here where it's about 63 degrees and foggy, and more foggy. And I woke up this morning with my head hurting so bad I can't hardly see straight, so it's going to be one of them. I'll try to find something here directly, see if I can start trying to get a curve on it. But usually it don't, and usually it won't, but anyways, I guess it's sinuses. It's awful this morning. Terry, you're right. I believe something either, which conditions seem to be really well in other directions maybe this morning. I'm hearing John just pretty good this morning. That's not normal for me. And he may be on the 500, so that may be helping. But anyway, you was down big time on me, and it could just be conditions. But anyways, that's you was awfully weak for me for normal. So anyhow, WA4LLR to pick it up, KO4SSY.
All right. KO4SSY and the group WA4LLR. Well, good morning to John and Steve and Dave. Hope you fellas are doing all right today. And the LMACs always do a good job. I'm on the TX1 this morning and listening on the 390A. And Terry, your audio was down a little. I don't think you're running the LMAC today. So I don't know. I'm kind of like Billy. Yeah, you just didn't have the punch that you usually do. It could be band conditions. So anyway, had a good trip down to Huntsville. Enjoyed that immensely. Excellent ham fest. All kinds of stuff. I mean, everything on demand. And well attended. Man, it was like ants. But I had a good time down there. I got to see some friends I hadn't seen in, Lord, a lot of years. So we had a good trip. Good to get away for a couple of days. And about the only thing of note that I picked up was a little Babcock MT5B mobile AM transmitter from years gone by. And Steve, for just a minute, I pulled that one apart last night and looked at it. Boy, I like the way that thing comes apart. You got those two knurled knobs on the front. You just take them loose and the case slides right back off. It's got four crystal sockets, and lo and behold, some sweet person left me a 3885 crystal in there. It doesn't get much better than that. Anyway, Larry, it sure is good to hear you in here with us this morning. WB4NKM, WA4LLR.
Well, thank you, Dave. WA4LLR in the group. From WB4NKM. Good morning to all the newest check-ins. Billy, John, Steve, and Cuz. Maybe we'll set a record today, Dave. Your TX1 sounds great. I would have never known that's what it was, but it's doing fine. I turned the news on this morning while I was cooking breakfast, and boy, I tell you, Californians are having a rough time. They got floods and earthquake same time, so they're getting a whooping. I'm glad that's not coming over this way. Hope it don't. Billy, okay on your fog? And Steve, thanks for the. I've been enjoying the content of your YouTube videos. There's a good live feed you had there yesterday. I was in there on that. You've got it going good. Hope you keep that up. Down there to you, Greg, KF4DRE and WB4NKM.
KF4DRE. 68 degrees down here in Newmarket this morning. Don't have any fog on this end. Don't see any around here anyway. Everybody's sounding good this morning. Must have some pretty good band conditions. I know it's carrying down just a little bit this morning, but might be band conditions, I don't know. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay, you know. I'll pass it on around. KF4DRE.
WD4OUN. Well, no, I'm not on that piece of junk. I'm on a good radio this morning. I'm on a Flex 6300. So there. Anyway, no, my watt meter was all fouled up, showing me the wrong kind of stuff. So, oh well. Anyway, good morning, rest of you yahoo. Cuz I wonder if you got your bottle of honey. Last I heard there Saturday evening, Brandon called me and said Rick got lost. So I don't know where you might have got it or not. Oh well. Anyway, everything's good in Burbank, Larry. So we ain't having none of them earthquakes or floods or whatever. Everything's good. W4JPL, WD4OUM.
WD4OUM in a group, W4JPL. Well, I got a good copy on everybody today. Everybody's coming through here in fine form. I'm running the Johnson Valiant and the R390A. Maybe it's a pirate receiver. Terry, tell you something about that Flex 6300. It was a pretty happy day when I bought one. It was a lot happier day when I sold it. I just couldn't get on with it. I like things that go in the dark, and something that I have to have a computer to make it go just didn't sit right with me the whole time I had it. Just not my cup of tea. Different folks for different strokes or whatever. Other than that, got a quiet week hopefully ahead of me. I got a aquarium I gotta switch over upstairs from a 10 to 20 gallons. I built a stand for it. I'll get that done today or tomorrow. It's pretty much ready to go. And go out and look for more bees. N4ALQ in the group. W4JPL. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. W4JPL, N4LQ. Yeah, I got a nice 120 cycle hum there, John. Helps identify you, I guess. It's not annoying or anything, but it's there. Let's see here. Trying to deal with this live stream. It's fun to do, and at a peak yesterday we had 11 people watching it, and then when the net was over, there had been 112 people watch it, and now it's up to like 250 people watched that silly thing yesterday. So it's a popular show to watch, I guess. Everybody likes a good AM show. Dave Fine on Huntsville and the that little mobile transmitter. I guess it's mobile. I like that. You opened it up and found a treasure, 3885 crystal. Man, those things are unobtainium these days. And I saw a 3715 crystal the other day on eBay and put the word out on the email, and somebody jumped on it real quick. Well, I don't know. I'm having a little software trouble this morning. I've got one of my programs that I use for SDR decided to act up. Doesn't want to do AM right, and it's got me worried. I wonder about Windows 11. I upgraded to Windows 11 about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I've been waiting for something to happen. So maybe everything else seems to be okay, except for that. So, Cuz, K4YBC, N4LQ.
N4LQ, K4YBC. Okay, Steve, real fine. Let's see. Dave, I business on the little Babcock transmitter. I had one I run Mobile many years ago. Didn't put out a lot of power, I don't know, 25 watts or something. But I used it with a dynamotor. I might have told you guys about it. I had an old 51 Chevrolet, which was a 6-volt, and I made a shelf in the trunk, and I mounted me 3 6-volt batteries in it, and made me a switch where I could switch them back and forth, and I could switch them over and get 12 volts out of them. So my old dynamotor was a 12-volt, and but it worked really good. And of course, when you keyed down on the mic, you didn't say break or anything like that. You had to wait for that dynamotor to wind out and get your plate voltage and everything. So it took a few seconds to get ready to talk again. But I enjoyed that little rig. And finding a 3885 crystal, that's really neat. I've got one here, came from World War II, but it's about a KC off, but I do use it from time to time. And Terry, yes, somebody rang the doorbell Saturday evening, and it was Rick. He handed me a big jar of honey, so I did get my honey and some presents in here. Thank you so much, Tiny. Tiny really appreciates it too. So we did get the honey. And not much else. Go ahead, Bill. KO4SSY, K4YBC.
WB4NKL.
Yeah, howdy, Cliff. Anybody else? Go ahead, Tom. Give it back to me.
Good morning, everybody. Been listening here for a minute or two. Sounds like a pretty good group in here. Good to hear you on here, Larry. I think you was on here last Monday. It must be a Monday thing for you. It's good to hear you. And Cuz, I was wondering what band you run mobile back in the day. Was that on 75 or what band you had that little transmitter on? Dave, I was looking at the Bama manual on that little transmitter. It's pretty neat. I guess they don't recommend about 350 volts, so I don't guess it runs quite as much power as some of the other mobiles. I guess the 6AQ5 modulators probably don't have as much audio power there, but I'd say it would sound good. But I noticed it also needs a carbon mic. They don't give you a choice on that, but maybe a D104 with a preamp in it might drive it. And Terry, I was wondering if you made it over to the rally, and anybody that went can give us a report on it. I was over here helping Linda all day, so didn't get out too much. Go ahead, Billy. KO4SSY, WB4NKL.
Oh my, WK4.
Oh, jeez. Where's Victor Hotel? He needs to show up. Go ahead, Rick.
I need some moms here.
Whoa. Anyway, it'll change next time too. WK4, good morning, everybody. Cliff, I was up there Saturday. We had a good time. Sort of got lost. Not really well. GPS knew where I was at when we were riding around all those roads and stuff that Brandon took us on, but my wife cleaned house. They had door prizes and stuff, and she won 2 door prizes, and she was tickled pink. The Mustang didn't give any problems. I didn't expect it to be honest, if you keep gas in it. But anyway, I forgot who you told me to give it to, or did you? WK4.
Well, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, good morning, not Ed. Good morning, Cliff. And yeah, it's been a while since Victor Hotel's been in there. I wonder where he's at. I hadn't heard nothing from him. But anyway, yeah, Cliff, they was up there all right, calling, harassing me, first right out of the rattle. I was sitting here at the office trying to mind my own business, doing little honeydews for the wife, and being a good little husband and all that. And here I get this phone call, just harassment on every side. But oh well, friends like mine, you don't need no enemies, huh? But no, I wish I could have been there. I really do. Maybe I'll get to go to Shelby. And Brandon, if you're listening, if I do come to Shelby, I'm coming in the RV and probably by myself. Mama's probably going to be going to Mississippi to be with the grandbabies for a few days. They got some stuff at school where it's Grandparents' Day or something. And of course, it's be time when I'm on the road settling and all that, so I won't get to go. So if that takes place, I'll be coming to Shelby by myself in the RV, and it'll sleep 6. So anyway, there that is. Let's see. I'm sorry, I can't hardly think this morning. This darn headache's about to get me down. WA4LLR to pick it up, KL4SY.
All right, I thought I heard Chad or somebody come in there. When Rick turned it back to you, they doubled with you, so I don't know who that was, but you can pick them up here in a minute. Or it might have just been somebody kibitzing. Anyway, good morning, Cliff. Good morning, Rick. And Dave, fine business on having the Babcock. Yeah, I hadn't opened up the manual yet. I looked, it had a 6146 final in it, and I was thinking, well, maybe it'll run the same power an LMAC does or a Ranger, but they're calling for that lower plate voltage, and I guess not. Terry, I'm going to tell you like you tell everybody else. Throw that piece of junk in the trash and get back on the good radio. That LMAC sounded so much better. But anyway, I digress. I'm just giving you grief. It sounds all right, but it does not have the character of the Browning when you run that LMAC. Let's see here. Well, we got about wife and I have got a week to prepare for Shelby. We've got to get the camper ready and the trailer ready and the golf cart ready and whatever I'm going to take down there ready, because we'll probably go down either Sunday afternoon or Monday a week from today, start getting set up. Looking forward to seeing folks down there. Anyhow, hope we have good weather. Long range forecast shows a lot of showers the week leading up to Labor Day weekend, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I feel sorry for those folks out in California. I hate that all that's happening, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that that's taking place. It's exactly what the Bible says will be happening in these days. Anyway, on over to you, Larry. WB4, appreciate the report on the old Apache. WB4NKM, WA4LR.
WA4LLR in the group, WB4NKM. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I was going to say something about that. I agree with you on the California deal. And that was Jimmy. I heard him fine up here. Everybody's about full scale. Go ahead, Jimmy, and make one and turn it back to me. K4JAL, WB4NKM.
WB4NKL in the group, K4JAL. Looks like I got a lot of swirl as usual. Let me see if I can get, there we go. Sorry to interrupt everybody. I'm trying to get this 32V2 running again. I had the old KWM2 on earlier today and couldn't get on frequency. I hope I'm banging along pretty good. WB4NKL, K4JAL, back to you.
You sound great there, Jimmy. Full scale up here in Virginia. Everybody sounds good. It sounds like a good band, good and quiet there today. And good morning to Cliff, Rick. I guess I missed a few there, but everybody's sounding good here. Busy day the pressure wash. That's what I got in mind. I've got moved around to the front side of the house, so I got that looking at me today. Down to you, Greg. KF4DRN, WB4NKM.
WB4NKM, the group KF4DRN. Everybody's still sounding good down here on my end. So far, I hear everybody this morning. We must have some pretty good band conditions. For a change. Anyway, normally I usually have a lot of noise blowers. You know, noise blowers usually S7 or S9 or something like that, you know, but it's lower this morning. Seems like it's down around S6 anyway, a little bit lower. That helps a lot on how well I can hear somebody. Anyway, I'll pass it all around. KF4DRN.
WD4OUA. Well, good morning, Cliff. And good morning, Rick. And yes, Cliff, I went over there. And I wasn't going to say nothing till Billy Bob got to running that mouth. So, here's the story. You know how Billy Bob always gets on here and runs that mouth about driving over Lenore and Waller and old Rick out there in the grass and stuff? Well, I'm going to tell you this. I didn't take no pictures, but now old Rick was over there walking around in the parking lot, strutting his wings and crowing. Now, he was the big rooster in the parking lot. Billy Bob did not show up. So Rick is a head rooster out in the barnyard. So, there. And old Rick done a lot of crowing, flapping his wings and going on, rustling these feathers. He kind of reminded me of a Banny rooster, you know, right out in the middle of a barnyard there. But anyway, and Rick, Brandon told me everybody got lost. He wound up, they was 8 people finished the ride. And I couldn't get out of the parking lot. There was 2 idiots come down through there and pick up trucks and decide they were going to stop there on the bridge and have a powwow. So I sat there. It's probably, I don't know, up around 10 minutes after everybody left before I could get out there on the main road. But how in the world did people get lost? I mean, it's a straight road. You go over the mountain, you're in Hampton. Well, you're in Rome Mountain, you turn left, you're in Hampton. Then you turn right. How could you get lost? Oh well, wonders will never cease, I don't guess, so, oh well. And 'cause Brandon offered me some of that honey, and I said, no, I don't want none of that stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. And then I happened to think, I said, yeah, I'll take some of it. What I was going to do, and I done it yesterday morning, I made my coffee, and I got that honey over there, and I put me a little honey in that coffee, and I stirred it real good. I took a sip, and just about upchucked. Oh gosh, almighty, phew! How any, you know, all them old timers, that's how they sweeten their coffee. And I thought it'd be a little different. It was. It yag-a-mag-it. Anyway, there you go. W4JPL, WD4OUM. And good morning to you, Jim Bob.
Okay. WD4OUM in the group. W4JPL. Where's my audio is a little hot. I'm going to turn my audio back a little bit. Because Steve said he heard a hum. I wonder if it's from the relay. Because the relay's carrying on back there, making a little bit of a hum. I'd cut my audio back a little bit. Or somebody please comment. I dread taking this Valiant out of this rack and taking it apart and looking for a hum unless it's bad. Steve, Windows 11, I didn't put it on my computers. I don't intend to put it on my computers. My buddy K4QE disagrees, but my attitude is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It works fine just the way it is. As far as crystals are concerned, you can still buy them from AF4K. Brian passed away AF4K, but somebody else picked the business up. And yes, you can get crystals. I didn't see 3715 listed on there, but he said if there's something you don't see that you want, inquire. So you can Google that, and I think they're $22 a pop plus $7 for shipping. So I guess if you buy 2 or 3 crystals, it's still $7 for shipping. So you can get them. What he says he does on his website, he takes the smaller crystals and stuffs them in the FT243s. And I did that. That's the one I use on my Johnson Mobile. I'm buying them, but apparently that's 1 kilohertz high. So I was thinking of buying 1 or half a dozen. N4ALQ in the group, W4JPL.
W4JPL, N4LQ. And I have drifted a little. Anyway, I wouldn't worry about that hum. I switched over to AM, and I don't hear it as bad. I was in synchronous AM, and I don't hear so much in AM. You never know about these things. Let's see here. Good to hear you, Jimmy. And man, I tell you what, your signal wasn't all that strong, Jimmy. You were, I mean, the average signal's about 30 over, 35 over, and this meter must be really generous or something. But you were only 20-some over, but you just about blew me out of the room with that audio. I mean, that is the loudest. I think I could hear you without a receiver. It's just amazing how loud that is. I'm assuming that's the AF68, but boy, it's effective. Keep it up. And pressure washing, yeah, I need to do some of that. I've got a front porch made out of brick out here, and it's turning green on me, so I think I'll throw some Clorox on it and then spray it off, probably kill it. But I had this theory. I had some Roundup I was spraying the weeds with, and I thought, moss is a living plant, so I'll spray it with Roundup, see what happens. Nothing happened. I thought it would kill it, but nope, didn't do any good at all. And I'm sitting here looking at that Babcock transmitter on eBay. That this Yellow Chew, that's the guy that sells. Man, that guy has got. He's sold almost 6,000 items, but the thing looks absolutely horrific. It's got the crystal socket is on the front, so somebody stuck that out there, which is a good place for it. I don't know why everybody doesn't do that. That's one thing that bugs me about my AF-68. They put it inside, and what good's that? It takes an hour to get in there and change a crystal. Have to take the whole radio apart. And the AF-67 had it right on the front panel. Now this thing on eBay, this Babcock, and maybe Dave, you can explain this, but the meter switch has, let's see, 6 positions: plate voltage, oscillator plate, modulator plate, final grid, final plate, and the last one is watts output, 52 ohms. Now there's one for you, 52 ohm watts output. And I wonder how they did that. Maybe you can talk about that. And I guess that little knob on the lower right-hand side must be for taking a door off and getting to a crystal or something, but I don't know. How did you change a crystal? Have to open it up, or was there an access door for it? Cuz, go ahead, K4YBC, N4LQ.
N4LQ, K4YBC, okay. I'm just trying to think. It's been so many years ago when I run that little Babcock that I can't remember a whole lot about it. I do remember I used a dynamotor, and yeah, Dave, I think my dynamotor would crank up to about 350 volts or something like that, I think. Anyway, like I said, I had a shelf in the back of that old 51 Chevrolet with 3 6-volt batteries in it, and I had a switch. I could switch them parallel or series, or I could just run one battery, or I could switch it back to where the generator would charge all 3 batteries. I hope it would. Anyway, it was a crazy setup, but it worked. And Cliff, you was wondering what frequency or band I use 40 meters. And I had an old Master Mobile antenna. I don't know if any of you guys remember that one. It was just a great big coil with a slide in it, and you just slid it up and down, and it had a shortened bar on it, to adjust the frequency. And it worked decent. So that's the story on the little Babcock transmitter. And Terry, I don't know, seeing Rick strutting around the parking lot like a banty rooster, and I would have paid money to seen that. That was probably a show. And I don't have anything else here. Let's see, Cliff, I believe it comes down to you, sir. WB4NKL, K4YBC.
K4YBC, WB4NKL. A good copy all the way around. What's good to listen without hearing all that static? I don't hear any QRN this morning. That's the way it was on the net there last night, or 6:30 last night. Just a quiet band, no background noise much. Yeah, that little Babcock, I was looking at that manual, Dave, and all you've got to have is a little tank circuit to make a VFO for it. In the manual there, they showed how to coil in a tuning capacitor and plug in. I believe it plugs in the front. They even told what box to build it in, and then you had VFO operation. And but watt meter position, Steve, is they're just using a little diode pickup, but it manual says it's only accurate at 52 ohms. So that's, I guess, the 52 ohm reference is just talking about the accuracy on the watt meter. Don't mean anything unless you're running it into 52 ohms. But neat little rig, and I'll have to look for one of them. And another one I'd like to have is one of those Johnson Mobiles like John's got. That's a neat little rig too. I don't know what I need with all of them. I've got about a lot of the mobile rigs. They're just fascinating to me. The LMAX and Gonsets and all the ones they made back in the day. I guess I'll have to look out for a car like that 51 Chevy that Cuz had so I can run one mobile. Guess you can hear that in the background. Go ahead, Rick, WK4Rs, WB4NKL.
WK4R. Yeah, we don't have any trains much around here, not close by, relatively speaking. Well, let's see, I got to take Toyota to the shop and get the oil changed here at 9 o'clock, so I better get off here in a hurry. But anyway, I think I saw we were supposed to get over 90 today. That just excited me. Got to get Cheryl's Honda inspected to get the tags on it so she can take off this week. I think she's going this weekend when we come back from. Anyway, I'm going to South Carolina for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then she's going to Tennessee sometime. I don't remember when. Got to check on Mother. And Terry, that guy's cousin that you were dealing with was in the middle of everybody running about 35, 40 miles an hour. After we finally passed him, we got to Hampton with everybody else there at the station, so wasn't a problem. Then after we left there was when the floodgates opened, I think. Got around the lake and all that, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, I took the GPS and pushed home and took off. Yeah, it was a shame about Billy. I mean, Terry called him. I told him not to, but he did. Wore him out. Poor Billy was crying and snotting, wanting us not to tell that he didn't show up, all that stuff. It was awful. But anyway, I got to go. I got to say 73 and see what I can tear up here today before it gets extremely hot. KO4S, is it? Who does it go to, Billy? KO4SSY, I guess it goes to you. WK4.
No, we'll put Jimmy in here. Go ahead, Mr. Jimmy.
Well, that's awful nice, Billy. Thank you. KO4SSY, K4JAL. Well, Steve, I am on the 32V2 and talking into a D104, your favorite microphone. That's why I'm sounding so good to you, I guess. And I appreciate the comment. You gurus, could one of you tell me if a 6146W is compatible with the A and B level of that? I've got some of them, and I don't know whether I can use them or not. And I give it back to Mr. Billy now, KO4SSY, K4JAL.
All righty, Mr. Jimmy. Anybody else before we start back around? And hearing none. Well, you know what they say. A lot of times when you're in a group of people and you do or say something, you just pretty much brand yourself or give yourself a nickname or something like that along them lines. Well, Terry, you ready? From now on with me, you're going to be Mr. Maggot. Yep. If that honey was gagging maggot and you was gagging. Yeah, okay. All right. I got it. And Rick, good riddance. Good day. Bye-bye. Catch you later. All that good stuff. And I reckon I'll hang around for one more before I get up front and start the second headache of the day. WA4LLR to pick it up, KO4SY.
KO4SSY and the group, WA4LLR. 7-3, Rick. Have a good day. Billy, good to hear you. You have got some bodacious audio, and I like it. It fills the room up. And Steve, cereal and Mountain Dew. Lord have mercy. Now, wait a minute. You told me you'd lost about 6 sizes. Now, how in the name of peace do you lose weight on cereal and Mountain Dew? I'm curious. Oh, and you were asking about the crystal deal on this Babcock. You do have to get inside. There's 4 sockets inside. But there's nothing to it. There's 2 thumb screws on the front. You just unloosen them. The case slides off. You pop your crystal in or change it, whatever you want to do. Slide the case back, tighten the 2 thumb screws. Don't even need a screwdriver, don't even need it. I can have the case off of it in probably 30 seconds. It's 4 position. I think the reason I bought this is because it was in such good cosmetic condition. It don't look like it's been used hardly at all. The front panel's just as nice as it can be, and the case is nice. So, I was looking at you said something about the knob on the bottom right. That's the oscillator multiplier, and it's numbered 1 through 0 or 1 through 10. So it's interesting. The band selector doubles as the crystal selector. And a fascinating little radio. And I was looking at the meter. You've got 2 current scales. The top scale is 0 to 200. Scale under it is 0 to 5. And then the bottom scale is watts RF output, 0 to 50. So, unusual. And that's interesting about the VFO, Cliff. I'll have to. For some reason, my computer was not wanting to open that manual file. I know it's Deja Vu from Bama, and I thought I had it on that particular Mac that I was running. It may be on the other Mac. I'll have to try it on it. If not, I guess I'll go to the Windows virus and open it. But anyhow, oh goodness gracious. Let's see here. And Terry doesn't like honey. Terry, do you realize that's the perfect food? It's the only thing that will not spoil. They found it in the tombs of the pharaohs in Egypt, 3,000 years old, and it's still edible. And you think it tastes bad. My goodness. Honey and coffee is a wonderful thing. But anyway, I digress. Here comes Larry. WB4NKM, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4NKM. Okay, Dave. Crystals. Boy, I haven't fooled with the crystal in a long time, and I've got one in this Ranger, but I noticed, it's inside, and when the Ranger gets warm, it drifts a little bit. Cliff and me used to take care of that problem way back then, and I remember us taking a Ampano variable and put it in series or parallel and what we call pad that crystal. And you can do that. Sometimes you can get by with it. It's according on how far off you're going to pull it. But we've done that. John, you might want to take a look at that and try that. Maybe get you a little bit closer if you got a crystal out. Steve, the AF-68 you're on this morning sounds superb. It's doing real good. And Cuz, you mentioned a particular mobile antenna that brought me into mind. The one I used to have was a Webster band spanner, and it had a great big old green loading coil. I think back then, me and Cliff, we swapped parts and traded, and Cliff may have wound up with that antenna, but it was a neat. It was stainless steel, and the coil was ceramic. Kind of wish I still had it. It was built to last, endure the road grime and stuff, not like what a Texas bug catcher was. I got salt on my Texas bug catcher, and I was running that through the winter one winter, and it ruined that thing. So it didn't ruin it; it just corroded it real bad. Yeah, Cliff, I heard the train. What made me want to set my watch. And Rick, if you're still listening, I had sausage and eggs and toast this morning and oatmeal. I wanted to tell you that so I could starve you to death. Jimmy, on the 6146W, my experience is it depends on what rig you're putting it in. I've run into some neutralization issues with some of them, and I forget what radio was picky with those. Over you, Greg, KF4 or DRN, WB4NKN.
Gentlemen, let me break in just a second. I got to get out of here, so let me say 7-3s. Everybody have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Go ahead, Greg. Go.
Anyway, might be on here later in the day.
We heard you there, Cuz.
I'll turn on the road during the day and throw out my call sign, see if anybody's around. But anyway, maybe I'll catch some of you guys home this evening, maybe. Anyway, with that, I'll say 7-3 for now. KF4 DRE.
WD4OUM. Well. Oh, Steve, I meant to tell you a while ago. Windows 11. I'm running Windows 10 on this machine. The pure reason it won't let me put 11 on there. It don't have that TPM whatever on there. That security thing. But the computer over there across the room there, I've been running Windows 11 beta on it for over 2 years now. Since day one, since I put it on there, it ain't never bobbled, hiccuped, or nothing. Works absolutely perfect. I've got Windows 11 on it, Windows 10 on this one, Windows 7 on one upstairs, and also Ubuntu. I was running Mint on one down here, but since I got full with this Flex, I couldn't get the Flex software on Linux, so I prefer Linux over anything. But neither one of these Windows machines, 10 or 11, is hiccuped or anything. But Windows 11 runs perfect. If you've got a computer, it will run on. So there you go. Oh, yeah, another thing about Maggie's ride. Brendan said be over early. So here I go. I'm over there at 8:30. I'm the first one there. I'm up there aggravating Amy. I look over, and there's old Rick pulled in the parking lot. He's the second one there. And I asked Amy, I said, where's Brandon? Oh, when I left the house, he's still running around in his underwear. He ain't got no clothes on yet. So after a while, I finally called him. Not hid. But anyway, and Uncle Dave, honey. Well, I actually tasted honey one time. I didn't like it. I don't know why I got this. I'm going to give it to Leroy, I guess. But I have never tasted jelly. Looks nasty. I did try strawberry preserves one time. I didn't like it either. It's too sweet. I do like homemade apple butter with a whole lot of cinnamon. I mean, a whole lot. You can't hardly find it. You know, they say, oh, yeah, it's got extra cinnamon. Shoot, you can't even taste it. I like it to where I can taste it. But anyway, that's the only thing in that category I like. And Larry, you just like a big old possum. Eat and sleep. And then repeat. So there you go. Anyway, Billy Bob. I'm just going to let it slide, Billy Bob. W4JPL, WD4OUM.
WD4OUM, W4JPL. Let me just adjust my frequency a little bit.
There you go.
All right, fine business. There's an excellent article, I think it's on tubesandmore.com, on the 6146 series of tubes. And basically what it says is the 6146 and the 6146A are sort of kind of not compatible with the 6146B. They said the 6146B was highly modified and not necessarily, the word being not necessarily, backward compatible with the 6146 and the A. The 6146W, if you look at the manufacturing date code before 1964, it's then either compatible with an A or a straight 6146. If it's after 1964, it probably is a B. So hopefully, but you can look that article up on the internet, and I'm pretty sure I don't have access to it here, but I think it's tubesandmore.com. And they go through the whole thing about the differences. I found it fascinating, and quite honestly, I got 6146Bs here, but I've been buying up every 6146 I could find at a reasonable price, mind you, because I got two variants, and there's 10 of them right there. I'm going to say 73, boys. I hope you guys have a great, blessed day. I'm going to go up and see what Miss Maggie is doing and see if I can get a few things done around before it gets too god-awful hot out there. It's 73 degrees right now. 73, have a great day, guys. N4ALQ in the group, W4JPL.
W4JPL, N4LQ. All right, we'll see you later. John, yeah, the W6146W is supposed to be military. It's the commercial military grade tube. What you got to do is turn it upside down, and that W becomes an M, and then it's military. So just think about that. And Dave, on the cereal and Mountain Dew, that is the reason I'm losing weight, because I eat healthy cereal. I eat Total, Total, mixed with Bran Buds and Cheerios. And that is the right combination. And the dogs get a Cheerio each. So whenever I get in there and get the Cheerios out, they can hear it and they come in wagging their tails. I give them each a Cheerio. And the Mountain Dew is Diet Mountain Dew. And it's good stuff. So you won't gain weight eating that stuff. And Jimmy, okay on the 32 V2. Yeah, that thing always sounds good. I like to hear how to hear it compared to the LMAC. The dogs are barking. We've had a lot of deer out in the front yard this morning, driving us crazy. So go ahead and take it, cuz. The K4YBC N4LQ.
He'd come in a while ago and said he had to leave for some reason, so go ahead, Cliff.
Yeah, I heard that and forgot it. That's WB4NKL. I've never had any trouble with the W's or the B's or the A's. I just try to keep them all the same. Seem like they work fine. In most of the rigs that I've messed with, I think like Larry was saying, some of the problems they won't neutralize, or you have to change the neutralization circuit a little bit in some of the rigs, but 75 meters where most of us operate that don't come into play too much either. So you'd probably be okay to hang on to them. If you got a pair, I wouldn't put a B in with a W or I wouldn't mix and match. Just keep them the same. I think you'd probably be all right. I was trying to think. I guess you're talking about your Collins KWM2 maybe. Well, LMAC's just got a single. I think about anything you put in an LMAC will work. But Collins, that's why we're having some problems with neutralization on some tubes, I think, was the KWM2. That's somebody wrote an article about that one time. And then somebody else come out and said that not to pay attention to it. So you start reading on the internet, you'll get more confused than ever, I think. Let's see, go ahead, Rick. WK4R is WB4NKL.
Rick checked out.
Yeah, it's all right, Jimmy.
Thank you. K4JAL here. Well, thanks, Cliff. That's good advice. I've got a couple of them, which ain't enough for the KWM2, and is good backup, I guess, for the little LMAC. I ain't got him in a position to put him on this morning for the comparison, Steve, but we'll do that some other time. Appreciate all this talk to the novice on the tubes, and I guess I'll get on out of here too. I got a lot to do today. Back to you. Goes to Billy. I think that's right. Yeah, KO4 OS. Well, it goes to you, Billy. Jimmy's having senior moments. K4JAL 73.
K4JAL, KO4SY returning. Yeah, well, I'm not even really senior yet, and I have those a lot. And looking back, I've had those a lot throughout my life, so, yeah. Anyway. Now, I know, Terry, I know you don't wanna keep it going because you won't forget that your new nickname's Maggot. Terry the Maggot. So you're wanting to let that ride, but I'm not going to. No, that's it. That's your new nickname. You ain't had one good enough, but that and there, that's it. Mr. Maggot. Anyway, I'll stay for one more just to hear you snarl and just whine around. WA4LLR, KO4SY.
And let's see, we're up the band a little, hang on. close enough for government work, as the old saying goes. Kill for SSY and the group WA4LLR. Well, 7-3 to everybody that's already pulled out. I guess I better hit the road too. Got some stuff to get done today, and I've really got to get on cleaning up the camper and getting it ready to go and everything else. So I have enjoyed it. Good signal, good quiet band this morning. It's a real joy not to be hearing the tremendous static crashing and good strong signal. So very enjoyable. Everybody have a great day. Billy, thanks for calling. 7-3, God bless. Everybody take care, and we'll look for you in the morning, Lord willing. WB4NKM, WA4LLR.
WA4LR, WB4NKM. Okay, Dave, 7-3s to you. It's good to be in here this morning, and enjoyed it tremendously. Yeah, the band's been real good here, too. Not much QSB. Everybody's practically full scale. I look forward to doing it again. And I'm going to get out, too. Going to go out here and pull on that pressure washer, dance with it. And maybe a little later on, I might come in and I'll just leave everything cooking here. Might come in occasionally and check the band, see what's going on. Terry, I've got appointment. I mean, they're going to take some more money from me down in Kingsport Friday. And my appointment is around 9:30, I think. So that might work out just right. I'll have to let you know. I'm thinking that might work out just right for a fish trip. I might be, I'll tell you what, I'll save up. WD4OUM, WB4NKM.
WD4OUM. Well, big boy, I tell you what, if you come down, if you spend all your money down there at the doctor, don't worry about it. I'll buy you a big old fish dinner. So, there you go. And we could invite old Cliff up. I'd even feed him again. I don't know why, but I probably would. But, oh well. Anyway. And Steve, cereal. All that, I'd just soon eat me a cardboard box. If that's what I was going to eat, I'd have me a stack of boxes over here in the corner. I'd go over and tear off a piece and sit there and chomp on it. And that's the nearest nothing. Oh, whoo, shoot. And Billy Bob, I was trying to restrain myself this morning, but if you're going to run your mouth, I'm going to repeat what Rick said there in the parking lot. He said, I can see old Billy Bob now, clucking around like an old hen. He ain't no rooster, he's a hen. He's probably sitting on the nest trying to lay an egg. So now, I'm just quoting Rick, But, oh well, enough of that. N4LQ, WD4OUM.
WD4OUM, N4LQ. Terry, I think I figured out why you don't like honey. You're already so sweet that anything else would just make you sick. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, and I may have to get me some more cereal. Or maybe I'll just chew on some cardboard or something. I don't know. I did the egg and bacon thing for a while, but I get tired of egg and bacon real quick and go back to cereal. Good tasty bowl of corn flakes or something. 73, good morning, everybody. Have a great time. And we'll see you later. And I don't even know who to turn it to. Let's see. Who's left? N4LQ. Take it away, whoever.
All right, I think it comes back to me. And I don't know if I didn't get Greg dropping out, so I guess I missed that one. Or maybe he's still around. We just left him out one. But anyways, I'm going to have to get out here and get up front. 7-3s, everybody. And we will look forward to in the morning. Good Lord willing, nothing bends or breaks or tears. And oh well, Terry, you know the old saying is that those people that want to brand you a certain way, like him wanting to brand me as a hen, that just means that they want somebody else to be just like them. So, anywho, shoot. Darn, Cliff, I just left you out that time, didn't I? It was your turn to pick up. Anyways, forgive me. I just looked down, seen that WB4NKL pick it up, and then you and Terry and Greg or whoever's left in there can tie it up. Sorry about that. I just looked down. 7-3s, L4SSY clear.
Yeah, 73s, Billy. Yeah, that's fine. Greg, he signed out there a couple of rounds ago, so I think everybody's gone except me and Terry. And I'm gonna go too. Guess Terry's got something going out to the rifle range or something. I don't know, Terry. I've eaten cereal there for forever. My mom, she always fussed at me for that. She said according to her, the only breakfast in the world was one egg, not two eggs, just one egg, and a little sausage patty and toast. She did that all of her life. She made it about 99, so she might have been on to something. But it's usually just cereal for me. And it's just something to eat. It's sort of like just something to do. You don't really enjoy it. It tastes sort of like cow feed, that stuff Linda buys for me. 73s, we'll catch you later on. It's WB4NKL.
You still there, Larry Bob?
You got out too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gonna comment?
Yeah, I'm about to starve to death again. I'd like to have a bone total.
You fellers are sick. They ain't nothing like biscuits and gravy with a big old garden tomato.
Well, I had that about 6 o'clock this morning, and I'm hungry again after all this talking about it.
Just like a possum. Did you hear what I said about a free lunch and inviting Cliff up? Oh, Cliff didn't even comment on it.
I'll be there.
Well, we took that as a grain of salt.
You there, Cliff?
I said I'll be there.
Stay there?
Okay, that reinforces will to go.
Okay, well, you fellers have a good, and I'll let you go. WD4OUM, beautiful downtown Burbank. 7-3s.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, and that'll give me something to look forward to. Won't you, Cliff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll think about that all. That'll get me through the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it this morning, and I've got to get out there before the sun gets around there on me. I'm working on the north side, so it's in the shade right now, and I better get at it. So 7-3s to everybody. Cliff, I'll be back in here a little later on, lunchtime or so, and I'll give you a shout on here and see how the propagation is. WB4NKM.
Okay, Larry, I'll
man off that car.
be around. I'm gonna get out here and walk around the block before it gets any hotter, and come back still helping Linda clean up from the yard sale mess. Got the cars back in the garage, but we still got stuff to move around. So I'll be around. 73's WB4NKL.
Get my mind off of what, Terry?
That old cardboard.
Oh, yeah. I used to be on that total. It worked. I remember it was a long time ago. And that stuff's kind of addicting. But I remember eating it and losing weight. So Steve has, he's found that. I might have to go back to that. 73's.
Well, Paul Harvey used to advertise it, made it sound good.
Get off a piece of cardboard box and take a bite of one, a bite of the other, and see if you can tell the difference.
Well, Paul Harvey used to advertise that total, Terry. You know, he made it sound good. He made everything he ever, you know, he made everything sound good.
Yeah, I'll never forget the time he was telling about that guy bought that big $1 million motor home, drove it down the road and put it on cruise and got up and went into the kitchen, make him a sandwich, and it run off the road and put him in the hospital for about 6 months. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, and he told that fella was ahead of his times, wasn't he? They probably got a vehicle he could have done that in now.
Yeah, that sounds like something Billy Bob would do.
You remember Bill Gibbons, our Terry?
Oh, yeah, many parts are edible.
Yeah, he didn't live too long.
Well, I suppose not. You know, eating a pine tree.
We'll see you later. WB4NKM, now clear.
See you, fellas.